Good evening, Dr. Shah. Actually, we've been talking about, various groups of Tata companies. About the West Bengal shifting the Tata Nano from Tata West Bengal to Gujarat. You can talk about it something that is very interesting and time bound.
Sure. I have captured that in great detail. There's a whole chapter on the Tata Nano story, especially the series of events which led to the ideation of the Nano itself. So when I interviewed Mr. Tata, I asked him, what is your greatest success as a chairman and what is your greatest failure? So Mr. Ratan Tata said, my greatest success and my greatest failure is Tata Nano. And I asked him why. And he said that Nano has achieved that for the Tata Group, which no other product or service in the last 100 years has achieved for the group. Because the kind of visibility and identity that Tata got in innovation, in engineering, in business excellence through Tata Nano across 100 countries over the globe as a company which is manufacturing the $2,000 car is without a parallel. It was considered as an invention after Ford's Motor T, exactly released a century earlier. And the biggest failure, we know what, it didn't do well commercially. But he said that also is that because we've misjudged the customer's expectations at the base of the pyramid. People at the base of the pyramid don't want doles. They don't want handouts. They don't want price-sensitive products alone. They want products which will also enhance their prestige, which is something we miss and usually presume that that's only for the middle class and the elite class. The people at the base of the pyramid who can afford are happy to take a loan and then buy a car rather than buy a car which is tagged by the media as the cheapest car. I think that was the biggest disservice which happened to one of the best innovations because the Tata Nano has almost 70 to 80 design plus technical patents to its credit. So that was one thing he mentioned. Talking about the shift, I've covered that also in detail, all the politics surrounding the Nano's movement from West Bengal under the left government, the Banerjee battle as I have called it, what happened between the left and the right and the center as well, and how the Tatas were in the tight spot, and then what kind of patience they had and at what a tipping point they decided that they can no longer risk the lives of the laborers who were working at the Tata Motors plant there because there were physical attacks and assaults on them. And then how they shifted from there to Gujarat and the business sense of Mr. Modi, who immediately capitalized on the opportunity. And I've written in my book, the moment Mr. Ratan Tata announced that he's moving out of Singur, I believe, and that's there in the press, Mr. Modi in those years sent an SMS to Mr. Ratan Tata which said Swagatam or welcome. So it was a direct invitation for the Tata Motors plant to be relocated from Singur to Sanand. But the whole logistical efforts they have made in dismantling a plant and reconstructing it 1,500 kilometers away is also a management practice without a parallel. And I had a long conversation with Girish Wagh and his team, who is now the president of Tata Motors and who was the project director for Nano, as to how they very scientifically dismantled the plant and very scientifically used almost 95% of that in Gujarat, in Sanand, to reconstruct the plant. The only big loss for the Tatas was that this transition led to about 18 months. They had 2 lakh fully paid orders for Nano. The Pantnagar plant in Himachal Pradesh could manufacture only 30,000. And in these 18 months and the delay of manufacturing 1,70,000 cars, the media was agog with rumors, many of which were circulated by the competitors and international companies, which Mr. Tata has also mentioned in several press conferences. And Nano lost out on the advantage it would have had.